Hello everyone. Today I wanted to do the TWSBI comparison that I've alluded to in other videos. This is my full collection of TWSBIs. These four are the Twizz Be Ecos. These two are Twizz Be Dimond Minis. And then these three are Twizz Be Dimond 580s in the full size. So one of the pens that I don't have represented here, which I don't have, is the VAC pen. I was intending to get a mini VAC pen and I never ended up getting one. I heard that they had some issues as far as breaking actually, but I don't know from personal experience, so please don't take my word for it. I will get one eventually, but I just didn't want to invest in it at this point in time. I'd also heard that there might be a new version of the VAC coming out, but I don't know about that either. And with everything else going on, anything like that's probably going to be delayed. So what I'm going to do is just do some different swatches of these pens. And please note that because all of these pens have different inks by different brands and different colors, obviously, the comparison is not going to be exact. So there is going to be some variation based on what ink is in these pens. So, but I will tell you what's in each of these pens when I go through it. So let's go ahead and start with the Ecos. And I have some Tomoe River paper here. And this is just a notebook of Tomoe River paper in A5 dot grid. And Tomoe River paper is really the best paper for testing pens because you are going to get the best representation of both how it writes and the ink. And how the ink flows on the paper. It has a coating on it that essentially makes it so that the ink doesn't sink in, and that also prevents feathering and a variety of other things. But I am going to tilt this a little bit so that because I'm right-handed, that way I can write easily. So let's see. I actually think I'm going to start from this end because this goes from oldest to newest for me, from my collection. This first one is a Twizz Be Eco Clear, and this one is a medium, and it has diamine oxblood in it. This was actually my first TWSBI that I ever got, which kind of made me buy more and more TWSBIs after that. I have a little guide here of what's in every pen, so I'm going to keep that off to the side here. And then, so I'm just going to write them all in a row here. So this is the Twizz Be Eco Clear. And this is in the medium. So I'm going to do the name in block letters, and then I am going to do the ink name in cursive so that you can see how it writes in both. This is the diamine oxblood. Okay. And this way you will get a sense of the differences between the different nib sizes. So this one is also a Twizz Be Eco, and it is in the special edition pink. And this one is in a fine nib. And this has platinum lavender black in it. So, big difference. Twizz Be Eco pink in a fine nib. And this is platinum. All right. Oh, and what I probably should also do is do some squigglies down here on the bottom. I'll do that with the last one too. And none of these have any variation in their line. They're all going to be pretty consistent. And then I'm going to go with the Twizz Be Eco Yellow. This is in an extra fine, and I have platinum carbon black in it. Oh, I just realized that both of these I'm forgetting the I. on both of these. I've turned them into TWSBs. Okay. And you'll see that this, even though this is an extra fine, it looks thicker than this one, and that's partially because of the ink that I have in this Platinum Lavender Black tends to run kind of dry. And yellow. Sorry, it's hard to talk and write at the same time. But yeah, so this ink tends to run a little dry, but also there's some variation in nibs. So even if you get a fine every single time, there might be a little bit of variation in a fine nib, even within the Ecos or the different series of pens. So this is extra fine. It is the Platinum Carbon Black. And then for the last one, this is the Rose Gold. TWSBI Be Rose Gold. And this is also in a medium. And the ink in here is Robert Oster Thunderstorm. So you can kind of see even between these two mediums, and again, this could be partially due to ink, there's a little bit of variation between these two. And when I go on to the diamonds, you'll notice that they generally do a thicker line. Okay, I'm going to put all of these Ecos off to the other side there so I can do these. So let's start with the TWSBI Dimond Eco Clear first. So the other ones have a push back. Here, I'll show you. So the other ones, when you twist off the cap, and then when you post it, you just push it. And then push it off and pull it off to unpost. For the diamonds, both, or at least the minis, you will twist it off, and then you'll twist it on the end to post it. And then that makes a pretty decent sized pen like that. It's actually very comfortable. I find the minis to be a little bit more comfortable than the full size diamonds. So this one, and I have not written with this one for a while, but it still starts up. This is a TWSBI Dimond Mini. And this is in the clear. And this is another extra fine nib. And that has, I think this is Diamine Oxford Blue. And so again, to take that off the back, you just twist it and then twist it on the front. One minor complaint that I have about the Dimond Minis is that there is a little washer or a gasket back here that is rubber. I don't know if you can see, there, you can see that better. There's a little black, almost like a washer back here. This one it fell off of. So whenever I put it inside a traveler's notebook or something, it pulls that little thing off. So I've already lost this one. I'm not sure what that really means in the way of function of the pen, but it does kind of bother me a little bit at the fact that they put it on there. It must be doing something, right? But it still writes fine. Okay, and again, twisting off and then twisting on the back to post. So this is the TWSBI Dimond Mini this time, and this is in the special edition blue, and this is a medium, and this is, I believe this is Diamine Smoke on the Water. Okay, and one thing you'll notice with these, they always write well. That's why I really like these a lot. Some of these have been not written with for quite some time, and the ink's just been sitting in there, and it doesn't seem to dry out. I've had this experience with pretty much all of the TWSBIs I have. They consistently write whenever you open them. You can let them sit around for a little while, and I really like that about them because I don't want to be fiddling with my pen when I open them and they've been sitting for a while. I mean, that's there is quite a bit of maintenance that goes along with owning a fountain pen, but I want to minimize that as much as possible. Okay, so let's get into the full-size diamonds. So I'll go ahead and show you again. So you'll twist off the cap. They're all twist caps, so that's all the same. But then instead of screwing on the back, to post it, you will just push it. And this one tends to be rather large when it's posted. It's a little bit back heavy, so I could get sort of a tired hand after a while for writing for a while because I'll be holding up this whole thing. Without the cap posted, it's still a reasonable size for writing, but I find it a little bit small for my taste and a little bit light, like it's a little too light without the cap. So personally, I prefer somewhere in between the heaviness of the cap being on and the lightness of the cap not being on, but you know, I prefer it with the cap posted of the two. So this is a different nib. This is a 1.1 stub nib. And so you'll see that there is TWSBI. And this is a lovely ink in here. This is Sailor, what's it called? Sailor 162. It's a really, really lovely ink. So this is the TWSBI Dimond. $5.80, and this is in the green. And I noticed I didn't put the eye again. I'm going to go back in here and put the eye in my TWSBI. I don't know why that's going on there. Okay, and this is in the 1.1 stub. So you'll see that there is some line variation, and you'll notice it even more in the cursive. Sailor 162. And I'll show you this one. Tomoe River paper is amazing for this particular ink. I think the new Sailor ink that's come out called Haha is also very similar to this one, and it's just beautiful. I love it a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the next one. Same model, same posting. This is the purple, the special edition purple. So I'm going to move down to the next page here. TWSBI Dimond purple. I sometimes put the 580. I don't. Other times I don't. You know that it's a 580. And this is a medium, I believe. Yes, medium. And this has Noodler's Lexington Gray in it. And Lexington Gray tends to run really wet. So I'll go through at the end and tell you which ones tend to run wet and dry. And then, oh, I'll put this over here. And then the last one is the newest addition to my collection, which is the Smoke Rose Gold in the Dimond 580. I have Schwartz Rose in here, which is a shimmer ink. I don't use shimmer inks a lot, so this is sort of a different test here. So it's been sitting on its side, so the glitter or the shimmer has been settling. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly roll it to kind of mix it up. I wouldn't shake it. I mean, you could shake it gently you could shake it gently like this, for example. But if you shake it vigorously, you're going to get a lot of ink in your cap, which you don't want. So I'm going to post that. And this one is the TWSBI Dimond Smoke Rose Gold. And this is an extra fine. And then this has the Robert Oster Schwartz Rose. Okay, so let me think if there's any other comparisons that I should make for the three. Let me go ahead and open, let me think. I think I have a medium in each, so I will, is this one? This is the medium. Medium. And medium. So I'm going to open these up so you can see, and I'm going to post them all. So this one, again, you just push. This one, you twist the cap on the back. And this one, again, you push. So as far as size difference, so you'll see that when it's posted, the 580 is a little bit longer. Okay, unposted, the 580 is actually a little bit smaller, just a tad. So much so, just a tad, that I would say that they're roughly the same size. And then comparing the 580 Mini, posted, it's a little bit smaller. Twist that up. Unposted, it's quite a bit smaller. Okay, so I'm going to post these back all up. And so there they are, all are posted compared to each other. Okay, and I will get these up close to you a little bit for the nibs. So the Twizz Be Eco is has a little bit of a narrower nib. I would say it's probably about the same size nib as the Dimond 580 Mini. And then the regular 580 has a little bit of a flange here, so it's a little bit wider. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cap these back up. They're all great pens. Personally, you know, if you're just starting out and want to try an Eco, I would just go for it. I would go for the Eco first, see how you like it. It's a great pen. I think their price may have gone up, but they're still around $30 for a pen, which for a fountain pen is a great buy. These tend to be a little bit more expensive, usually about twice the price, around $60. The special editions tend to run a little bit more, but for that you're really just paying for, you know, aesthetics. You're not necessarily paying for a better pen. So I would go ahead, if I were to buy a first pen, I would definitely go for the Twizz Be Eco. It's a great writing pen. It writes really well every single time. Let me see here so I can show you up close what that all looks like. So here's medium, fine, extra fine. And so I would say Diamine Oxblood runs wet, lavender black dry, platinum carbon black probably in between. Maybe it runs a little wet. Robert Oster Thunderstorm running wet. Diamine Oxford Blue I would also say runs wet, so extra fine with another ink might look a little finer. Diamine Smoke on the Water I think is also fairly wet. I think that the Sailor 162 is a fairly dry ink. This is the wettest of the wet ink, this Noodler's Lexington Gray, because you're getting a much wider line with the medium than you are with the Dimond Mini or with the regular Twizz Be Eco up here. So, but again, the Twizz Be Diamonds tend to run a little wider in how they write. And then this is the Twizz Be Diamond Smoke Rose Gold in extra fine. You can actually see some of that shimmer there. Oh, great. Okay. You can actually see it better on the camera than I can see it here For some reason, with my glasses on, it's a lot harder to see. Let's see. Yep, I can see that. So it seems to be working pretty well in the extra fine. I was a little concerned about that. And you'll see, let's see, no, that's not skipping. That's just going over the little dot there. It seems to be writing pretty well. Someone was asking me if I was having trouble with skips or hard starts with the extra fine with this particular ink in it, but it seems to be doing just fine, and the shimmer's coming out pretty well. All right, so that ended up being a little long. I apologize, but I just wanted to compare all these pens and let you have a look at how they differ, how they're the same. I would say that as far as feel goes, I would say that the diamonds feel a little smoother to me, just generally across sizes, than the TWSBI Be Eco. But it's not that huge of a difference. And like I said, if you're thinking of getting a pen and you want it to be a little more economical, the TWSBI Be Eco is a great pen. All right. So that's all for today. Feel free to like and or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.